This month marks 8 years since I started volunteering at Foothills Animal Shelter. For 5 years before that, I drove by the shelter twice a day, every day, going to a job that took up all of my time. Once I pulled away from that job, I had time to volunteer at Foothills and I jumped in. And two of the things that I did really brought me satisfaction. One was walking the dogs. Get out in the fresh air, spend time with the dog one-on-one, and doing something that's really beneficial for them. The other role was kennel guide. And you can think of this as sort of Match.com for families looking for dogs and the dogs themselves. And so it's helping people select a dog that is right for them. So dealing with people and dealing with dogs, those are both things I like to do. Today, I have 2 shelter dogs. One is Missy and one is Spot. And Missy was a dog that was at Foothills that I walked by for 3 months and no one had interest in her. And it was because she was really shut down. She had been in and out of the shelter for several years while her owner was dealing with mental health issues. And she came in with a buddy that she'd been with for most of her life. Her buddy was adopted almost immediately, and Missy just shut down. And so she didn't engage with any of the patrons going by the kennel, and so there was no interest. I found that it was something I could not continue to watch, and so I adopted her. And she needed a lot of help. She was very scared. She was still very shut down, and it took time to bring her out of that. As a matter of fact, it took about 8 months. It's only recently, since I brought Spot home, that Missy has really gotten comfortable and gotten into her groove about her role in our little pack. And Spot came from Fowler, Colorado, and his owner, their house had burned down. And while the owner was looking for other housing, he learned he had terminal cancer, and he passed away 3 months later. While all of this was happening, Spot and a couple of his buddies were in the shelter. And so now it was time to find him and his buddies a home. His friends were adopted quite quickly, and Spot spent a little more time at the shelter. He was identified by a group that I'm very fond of, Positive Pathways, who pulls dogs from shelters with the help of various rescues, and they work with them behaviorally and then get them adopted out. Sometimes the behavior work needs to be extensive, and sometimes it's not. In the case of Spot, it was not. He was ready to go to a home almost immediately. So I brought Spot home as a foster, and he just changed Missy. It so much. It was incredible. And so Spot is Missy's support dog now. And I love them both dearly. And shelter dogs are the best. They're just the best. They are so appreciative when they have a stable home and a stable life. And I would encourage everyone who's listening to this or that I run into on the street, I encourage you to visit your local shelter and see if there is a dog that you connect with. And there probably is. So go to your shelter, get yourself a dog, and have some fun.